Hello again and welcome to another episode of Merkon's Musings, a Star Wars action figure review. And today we're looking at none other than the fabled creature from Hoth, the TaunTaun. As you see here, there are three different versions of this classic Star Wars creature from The Empire Strikes Back. And I'll be reviewing all three of these versions, plus a variant of the original TaunTaun as well. So with that said, let's get into the history of this creature. Tauntauns are a species of semi-sentient reptile-mammals native to the snowy plains of Hoth. They were used by members of the Rebel Alliance after they domesticated some of them when they built their new headquarters on Hoth, as the extreme conditions made their airspeeders unreliable. So as you can see here, we're looking at three different versions of this creature. And the first version, as always, just start with the Kenner version. This came out in 1980, and I put out a Luke Skywalker in Hoth outfit to go along with this so you can see how this works. So I had this as a kid. This is my one from when I was a kid. I loved this as a kid. As you can see, it comes with the saddle, and this bridle is a repro because my old one broke, but it looks nice. And the thing I always liked about this, as you can see, they have like these legs sculpted into the saddle. So in order to put the character or figure into the TaunTaun, you had to put him in the top, and that's it. And that's how he would ride this, because they didn't have insert joints on the legs. And this TaunTaun, you had to literally shove the guy into it. It's like a trapdoor on top. And the TaunTaun had some articulation, just 4 points of articulation. We have 1, 2, and the arms 3 and 4. The head does not move, but yeah, it was a pretty cool toy. I loved it as a kid. Yeah, I wish they could have done a little bit more with it, but this is the classic Kenner style. You know, this was in 1980. This came out, and they have a variant of this toy. It came out in 1982. It's called the Split Belly TaunTaun. And it has, on the bottom, it has like a split here, and it's like some loose plastic that you could put Luke into the belly, like in the movie. So when Luke was injured by the Wampa, Han Solo used the sliced open corpse of a recently deceased mount to keep Skywalker warm until Solo was able to build a shelter. So that's the variant of this original one. It was a really cool toy. I never had it, but I always wanted it as a kid. I saw it, but the bad thing about those things, the plastic which is on the belly, it usually yellows up, so you have this nice looking gray fur, and on the bottom you have 2 yellow pieces that flaps that open up. But still, it was a very cool toy. And on the packaging, I love the packaging. It says now with open belly rescue feature, which I thought was hilarious. And this is the trapdoor I was talking about. So if you look here at the top of you just push it in, and the figure goes in and holds him in place. So that's how this TaunTaun worked, and it was a lot of fun. So I'm going to move on to the next one. So this one is from the Power of the Force 2 collection, and it came out in 1998. And this one also came with a Luke Skywalker action figure, as you can see. And the cool thing about this is that, you know, I always complain about the Power of the Force 2 line, because the articulation was very limited, no insert joints. What they did was they gave him, as you can see, I'm going to pull him out, but they gave him joints on his legs so he can sit on the TaunTaun. On the back, as you can see, much like the Power of the Force 2, it has a little picture with some stats on it. It also shows the toy in question, and it's also showing a Han Solo, Jabba the Hutt, and a Dewback and Sand Trooper. And it has a little checklist. So this is what it looked like on the back. And then if you look at the side of it, there's a button, and you press it, and the legs move, which is kind of cool. Cool play feature. And, you know, this is just another image of the TaunTaun. And that's it. So, yeah, let me open this up. And as you can see, okay, it's got these twist ties on the bottom. Oh, there you go. It has to, that's kind of sucky. It does have a movable head, which is cool, but this is the at rest way the TaunTaun has to stand, which is interesting because it doesn't have the height as the other one had, which I really liked. But it's not a bad looking sculpt. It's actually pretty nice. We have the head that turns. We have some articulation in the arms. So we have 5 points of articulation. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the head, 5. So it's one better than the original TaunTaun. And then I'm going to pull out this Luke Skywalker. And this is the action figure that came with it. It's the same exact one for Power of the Force 2. They made no joints except for these on the legs, and they made his waist wider. So the top part is exactly like the original Power of the Force 2 Luke Skywalker and Hoth. And this one, they expanded it so you could fit him on there. So if you put his... And he has no weapons, no lightsaber, no blaster. But as you can see, there he is on top. So as you look here, there's his blaster and reins. Let me pull those out. They taped the heck out of this thing, so let me take him off. And you put the bridle in his mouth. Okay, I figured it out. I was able to put the reins in his mouth. And once again, Luke Skywalker comes with a giant oversized DL-44 pistol, which is ridiculous. That's why I couldn't stand these. Another reason why I didn't like the Power of the Force 2. So then you can place him on the back, and you can hold on to these buttons here that come on both sides. It's not a bad TaunTaun. It really isn't. It's got some really good sculpting to it. I mean, I hate this. They sprayed like snow bits on it. It's got the busted up horn, which is good. The detail's nice. And, it came with a Luke that you could put on the back and not use the trapdoor method like the original one. So this is the third and final version of the TaunTaun. And you guessed it, this is the definitive version of it. This is from the Vintage Collection. It came out in 2011. And let's take a look at this TaunTaun. So let's open the box up. Okay, so let's just take a quick look at this box before we get into the actual action figure. So the cover of the box just looks like the original vintage Kenner version, but with updated photography and action figures. And as you can see on this side, it has Luke and the TaunTaun. On the back, it shows you all the different play features it has. So it has get TaunTaun ready for action. So you can put the saddle on and get the reins ready. And then it says movable front and hind legs. And removable saddle and reins, action figured, sold separately. And then they have this really cool image. Relive the Rebel Alliance patrolling the Hoth Tundra. Action figures and additional TaunTaun sold separately. Also like the original Kenner packaging, we see this image, which the Vintage Collection tries to emulate. So that's the box. And I'm just going to put this back like this so we can take a look at the action figure or the critter. And this thing is really awesome. It's much better than the other two versions. I can't really fault the Kenner one because that was the style of the time. But yeah, this is really great. It's got a lot more detail than the others too. If you look, it's got this little like dew claw on the back of his leg, which is interesting. And the paint applications are much better, more realistic looking. They don't have just that spray snow on there like the Power of the Force 2 one had. You can see the different variations of the hair or the fur in the TaunTaun's body. And the saddle looks great. And it's got all this extra, details like these tents or whatever this would be. We see that Han Solo uses to save Luke when he's attacked by the Wampa, and he builds the shelter. So yeah, it's a very, very awesome action figure. It's got lots of really good articulation. So it's got ankle articulation on both legs, and the legs move for both of them. And of course, the arms move as well, both arms, and the head moves, which is nice. So you have 2, 4, 6, 7 points of articulation, and it's pretty awesome. I gotta say, it's definitely the definitive version. And I brought out Luke Skywalker and Hoth gear, and I'm gonna put him on the wonderful TaunTaun. And I will say that this truly is the definitive version. There's no need to make a new one of these. So with that said, this is it. This is the best version of the TaunTaun. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit like and subscribe. And I look forward to giving you another episode real soon. Have a great day.